Hello everybody! Today we're going on a magical journey into the world of mythology and folklore to discover the stories of 12 famous witches. Join me on this mystical journey as we explore their intriguing lives and the magic they've wielded. So, let's begin. Morgan le Fay. In the realm of Arthurian legend, a figure of beguiling complexity and enigmatic power emerged, Morgan le Fay. She stood as a captivating presence in the tapestry of Camelot, her character etched in shades of mystery and magic. Morgan le Fay was a sorceress of unparalleled skill, her origins steeped in legend and myth. Some tales whispered of her as the half-sister of the legendary King Arthur, while others painted her as a formidable enchantress with her own ambitions and designs. With her knowledge of ancient magic, she wove spells that both fascinated and terrified. Her mastery over potions and incantations endowed her with the ability to heal or harm, to conceal or reveal. Her magical craft was a source of both wonder and trepidation in the Arthurian court. Yet, Morgan le Fay was more than a mere wielder of magic. She possessed a keen intellect and a willful spirit. Her motivations were often shrouded in ambiguity, and her actions bore the dual marks of both benevolence and mischief. She walked the fine line between ally and adversary to King Arthur, at times offering her aid and wisdom, while at others scheming in the shadows to undermine his reign. Her role in the Arthurian legends remained a tapestry of contradiction, where loyalty and betrayal entwined like the ivy in an enchanted forest. La Befana. La Befana is a beloved character in Italian folklore, celebrated as a kind-hearted and mystical figure who visits children on the night of January the 5th, leaving gifts and treats. Her story is rooted in Italian traditions, especially associated with the celebration of Epiphany, and carries both historical and mythological elements. According to Italian legend, La Befana was an elderly woman who lived in a small village. She was known for her meticulous housekeeping and her deep love for children. One night, the three wise men, also known as the Magi or the Three Kings, stopped by her home on their journey to find the baby Jesus. They asked her for directions and invited her to join them, but she declined, saying she was too busy with her housework. Regretting her decision and moved by the significance of the event, La Befana later changed her mind and decided to follow the wise men. She loaded her broom with gifts for the baby Jesus, including toys and sweets. She embarked on her own journey to find the Christ child, flying on her broomstick. However, La Befana never found the baby Jesus or the wise men. To this day, she continues her quest, visiting the homes of children on the night of January 5th, which is known as the Feast of the Epiphany, or La Festa dell'Epifania in Italy. She leaves gifts and treats for well-behaved children and coal or ashes for those who have misbehaved, symbolising both rewards and consequences. Baba Yaga. In the dark and mysterious folklore of Eastern Europe, there exists a fearsome and enigmatic figure known as Baba Yaga. She is a creature of both terror and intrigue, a character whose stories have sent shivers down the spines of generations. Here, in the shadows of the Slavic woods, is the tale of Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is often depicted as a hag-like witch, the very embodiment of malevolence. She is said to reside in a hut that stands on chicken legs, a dwelling that can turn to face visitors and guard its secrets from prying eyes. Her appearance is fearsome, with a long hooked nose, iron teeth and sharp piercing eyes that see through the deepest of deceptions. She is a mistress of magic, her powers extending over the elements and the creatures of the forest. With a mere gesture, she can summon storms, command the winds and control the very earth itself. But Baba Yaga is not simply a force of evil. She is a complex character, both a source of dread and a repository of ancient wisdom. She can be capricious, aiding or hindering those who cross her path, depending on their intentions and their ability to outwit her. Her hut, perched atop those foul legs, is a place of tests and trials. Those who seek her counsel or her magical aid must first prove their worth. Baba Yaga may demand tasks that seem impossible or require the supplicant to show cunning and resourcefulness. Fail her tests, and the consequences can be dire. As for her fate, Baba Yaga remains elusive. She is said to be immortal, her life tied to a series of magical objects that grant her immortality. Some stories suggest that she continues to dwell in her hut, deep in the heart of the forest, where she waits for those who dare to seek her out. Rangda. In the mystical realm of Balinese folklore, the fearsome figure known as Rangda reigns supreme, a formidable and malevolent presence woven into the intricate tapestry of the island's cultural heritage. Her story is one of dark magic, chaos, and the relentless struggle between light and darkness. Rangda emerges as a striking embodiment of terror, her visage a grotesque tableau of malevolence. Her hair flows wildly, her fangs gleam menacingly, and her nails stretch like talons. Her eyes bulge with an unsettling intensity, and her elongated tongue serves as a chilling reminder of her otherworldly nature. She is the very essence of malevolence, a queen of demons who thrives on chaos and upheaval. In Balinese mythology, Rangda stands out as the ultimate antagonist, a force that disrupts the delicate equilibrium of the world. Her actions are driven by a malevolent desire to inflict harm upon humans, sowing the seeds of suffering and despair. Rangda's association with witchcraft and black magic only deepens her aura of darkness. Her supernatural powers are harnessed for destructive ends, making her a formidable adversary in the eternal battle between good and evil. Cailleach. In the ancient Celtic mythology of Scotland and Ireland, the Cailleach is a captivating and complex figure, embodying the spirit of the land and the changing seasons. Her story unfolds like the shifting winds and the turning of the earth. The Cailleach is often described as a hag or an old woman, but her appearance is not fixed. She is a shapeshifter, her visage reflecting the landscape and the seasons. In winter, she is a fearsome and withered crone, her touch bringing frost and snow to the land. In spring, she transforms into a rejuvenated and radiant maiden, breathing life and growth into the world. Her dominion is the natural world, and she is associated with mountains, stones, and the wild places of the earth. She wields a staff that can freeze the ground with a touch or bring forth life-giving waters. The Cailleach is the personification of the elemental forces of the earth. One of the most fascinating aspects of Cailleach's mythology is her role in shaping the land itself. She is said to have created many of Scotland's mountains and valleys by dropping stones from her apron or her basket. As the guardian of the changing seasons, the Cailleach plays a vital role in the cycle of life and death. Each year, she battles the young and vibrant springtime goddess Brigid in a cosmic struggle for dominance. Depending on the outcome of this battle, the weather and the fortunes of the land are determined for the coming year. Kikimora. In Slavic folklore, the mysterious figure known as Kikimora is deeply ingrained in the everyday lives of homes, embodying both a protective spirit and a mischievous presence. Kikimora, as depicted in Slavic tales, is often seen as a small and somewhat eerie being. Her appearance varies, but she is typically characterised by long, messy hair and a very long nose like a beak. Her preferred dwelling places are the hidden nooks and crannies of the household, dim attics, dark basements, or the hidden spaces under the stairs. These neglected areas are the heart of her domain. Kikimora's essence is intimately connected to domestic life. She engages in household chores, from spinning thread to tidying up, but her intentions can swing between helping and causing playful chaos. The night is when Kikimora truly comes to life, and this is when her influence is most potent. It is said that she emerges from her hidden spots to carry out her activities under the cover of darkness, whether these involve helpful deeds or mischievous antics. Kikimora's presence symbolises the profound bond between people and their homes, serving as a reminder of the importance of order and cleanliness within the household. Jenny Greenteeth. In English folklore, there is a spectral figure known as Jenny Greenteeth, who haunts the eerie twilight realms and leaves her mark on the still waters of ponds, rivers and lakes. Some describe her as a witch, and she represents the mysterious depths that hide their secrets beneath the water's surface. She embodies the ominous depths that conceal their secrets beneath the surface, a sinister presence that has been associated with witchcraft in some tellings of her tale. Jenny Greenteeth prefers to dwell in the darkest, most stagnant waters, where the world above seems to fade away into an otherworldly realm. In these places, where aquatic plants tangle and the surface barely ripples, she establishes her watery lair. Her appearance is the stuff of nightmares, a gaunt and wretched figure covered in long, sinuous strands of green hair that conceal her horrifying face. Her teeth, jagged and sharp, serve as tools for ensnaring unsuspecting victims, waiting patiently for their arrival. Beware her enchanting allure, for Jenny Greenteeth is a master of deceit. She may hide beneath the tranquil surface, out of sight, or use her eerie beauty and captivating voice to lure the unwary closer. Her method of malevolence is as treacherous as it is dreadful. She patiently waits for those who venture too near the water's edge, then swiftly and relentlessly drags them into the depths. There, in the watery abyss, she consumes their remains, silencing their struggles. Children are her preferred targets, especially those who lean too far over the edge out of curiosity. Parents invoke her name as a dire warning, cautioning their young ones against the temptation of waters that conceal the chilling horrors of Jenny Greenteeth. Medea. Medea was a sorceress and princess of Colchis, a region located on the eastern coast of the Black Sea. She is best known for her involvement in the myth of Jason and the Argonauts and their quest to obtain the Golden Fleece. Medea fell deeply in love with Jason and used her magical abilities to assist him in completing the dangerous tasks set by her father to obtain the Golden Fleece. In order to aid Jason's escape from Colchis, Medea committed a terrible act of betrayal. She killed her own brother, Absyrtus, and dismembered his body to slow down their pursuers. This act shocked and horrified those around her, but helped Jason and the Argonauts escape. Jason and Medea fled to Corinth, where they married and had children. However, their happiness didn't last. Jason decided to marry the Corinthian princess Creusa, which caused a series of tragic events. So, Medea's story takes a dark and vengeful turn. Feeling betrayed and enraged by Jason's new marriage, Medea sought revenge. She sent a poisoned robe and tiara to Creusa, which caused her death when she put them on. Medea then killed her own children, Jason's sons, as a way to punish him. This horrifying act shocked both the ancient Greeks and modern audiences. After committing these atrocities, Medea escaped Corinth on a chariot drawn by dragons, a symbol of her magical powers. She sought refuge in Athens, where she was protected by King Aegeus, the father of Theseus. The Bell Witch. The Bell Witch is the name given to a famous American ghost story and haunting that took place in rural Tennessee during the early 19th century. The Bell Witch legend centres around the Bell family and their eerie encounters with a malevolent entity. Here's the story. In 1817, John Bell and his family settled in Adams, Tennessee. The Bell family consisted of John, his wife Lucy, and their children, including Betsy and John Jr. Their peaceful life took a terrifying turn when strange and unexplained phenomena began to occur on their farm. These disturbances, including knocking sounds, strange noises, and even physical attacks on family members. The disturbances escalated, and the entity began to communicate with the family. It introduced itself as the Bell Witch and claimed to be the spirit of a deceased neighbour named Kate Batts. The Bell Witch exhibited a deep knowledge of the family's personal lives and secrets, causing significant distress. As the haunting continued, the entity targeted John Bell Sr. in particular, inflicting physical harm and even leading to his eventual death in 1820. The Bell Witch took credit for his demise, claiming to have poisoned him, and declared that she would return in 7 years. True to her word, the disturbances ceased for several years, but resumed as promised. The Bell Witch's malevolent presence remained a mystery, with various theories suggesting that she was a poltergeist, a malevolent spirit, or even a manifestation of psychic energy. The legend of the Bell Witch became a subject of fascination and fear in the local community and beyond. Hecate. In the world of ancient Greek mythology, Hecate emerges as a mysterious and captivating goddess, her aura draped in the shadows of the night. She walked the realms of darkness, her torches and lanterns illuminating the path, both literal and symbolic. As the goddess of magic and witchcraft, her power was sought by sorcerers, witches, and those who dared to delve into the occult. She held the keys to both granting and withholding her mystical gifts. But Hecate was more than just a conduit for magic. She was a protector of the marginalised. Women and slaves found solace in her embrace, for she shielded those pushed to the fringes of society, offering them guidance in their darkest hours. As night descended, Hecate's influence grew, and the crossroads became her domain, a place of choices and change. Her connection to the moon and the underworld further enshrouded her in an aura of mystery. The Witch of Endor. The Witch of Endor is a figure from the Bible, specifically mentioned in the first book of Samuel. Her story revolves around her role in a significant event involving King Saul of Israel and the prophet Samuel. In the Bible, the Witch of Endor is described as a woman who practiced divination and communicated with the dead. King Saul, facing a dire situation and seeking guidance, had previously banned the practice of divination and consulting mediums in his kingdom. However, as he faced a formidable Philistine army and felt abandoned by God, he turned to the Witch of Endor as a last resort. Saul disguised himself and sought out the witch's services. He asked her to summon the spirit of the deceased prophet Samuel. The witch was initially hesitant, fearing repercussions for practicing her forbidden craft. Nevertheless, at Saul's insistence, she performed the ritual, and to her shock and terror, Samuel's spirit appeared before them. In this encounter, Samuel prophesied Saul's impending defeat in battle and his death. The prediction came to pass, as Saul and his sons were indeed killed in the battle with the Philistines. Circe. In Greek mythology, the enchantress Circe stands as a figure of magic and transformation, her tale woven with threads of enchantment and adventure. Circe was a sorceress of great power who dwelled on the mythical island of Aiaia. Her mastery over magic was renowned, and her greatest gift, or perhaps curse, was the ability to transform men into animals with her potions and spells. It was during the epic journey of Odysseus, the hero of the Odyssey, that Circe's story became most prominent. When Odysseus and his crew arrived on Aiaia, they fell under the sway of her enchantments. She transformed his men into swine, a fate that seemed inescapable until the intervention of the god Hermes. With Hermes' guidance, Odysseus resisted Circe's spells and negotiated for the restoration of his crew to human form. Circe, captivated by the hero's courage and intellect, not only complied, but also formed a deep connection with him. Their relationship grew from one of enchantress and intruder to that of confidant and advisor. Circe used her magical knowledge to aid Odysseus on his journey, providing him with invaluable advice and guidance. She shared secrets of the challenges that lay ahead, helping him navigate treacherous waters and overcome the obstacles that stood between him and his homeland of Ithaca. I trust you found this list of famous witches engaging. If you believe there are other witch names that should have been included, or have any suggestions for future videos, please share them in the comments. If you found this video enchanting, remember to like and subscribe for more captivating tales from history and legends. Yours truly, Mythos, the Historian.